a wonderful place existed.
The Athenians called it the Acropolis. Free expression, ethics, art, philosophy. The Acropolis heralded the democracy. But if I told you the Acropolis has returned. Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.
I'm an American. I like my cars fast and my burgers delicious. But what I also like is the government to get a warrant before it violates my rights. And that's why I trust NordVPN. NordVPN is one of the most affordable VPNs out there with a wide listing range of features, including features that help boost your computer's overall speed and performance, which with the internet here, God knows, not only do I need and use, but the thing is, there is a good chance that you both need and could use a VPN yourself. So why not help the channel out? Click the affiliate link down below in the description and get yourself one of the best VPNs out there at the most affordable price. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the show.
And let us begin. The January 6th hearings are continuing. There's the second day of it as of the 6th of, as of the 13th of June, June 2022. And, don't care. What I do care about, though, is what's going on with, whatever is going on with the abortion debate. I say debate with using finger quotes because 17 anti-abortion centers have been firebombed since last month's leak of the Supreme Court draft, as video shows moment office of pro-life Washington GOP is torched. So, yeah, Brett Kavanaugh was also attacked. The guy who tried to attack him, by attack him I mean attempted to kidnap him and his entire family. Well, he's facing charges, thankfully. But, when you watch the January 6th hearings, you're left with the assumption, based on how the hearing is presented to you, that the right are intrinsically and inherently evil, how they're the greatest threat to the country. They want civil war, but there's only 2 people that died at the riot at the Capitol. Hate to break this to you, but it was Ashley Babbitt and someone else I can't remember, and it they didn't cause billions of dollars in property damage. They didn't violently pillage working class communities or anything like that. They didn't do any of that. They didn't firebomb any Planned Parenthood offices. Things like that. But we also have this from Project Veritas. I love Project Veritas leaks. Project Veritas leaks are fantastic. Exclusive. Leaked video of Elon Musk's address to Twitter employees about essential nature of free speech, voting Republican, and evolving Twitter. Basically, there was a whistleblower for Project Veritas inside the meeting, so we get to hear what the meeting was about, which is awesome. Project Veritas has published the recording of an internal company-wide meeting wherein Elon Musk addressed thousands of Twitter employees and answered questions moderately by Twitter CMO Leslie Berland. Quote, "I think it is essential to have free speech," Musk said on the call after describing his affinity for Twitter. He added that multiple opinions should exist on Twitter to make sure that we aren't that we're not sort of driving a narrative, end quote. That's awesome. That's awesome. Musk described his political views as moderate, noting that he traditionally has voted for Democrat, but voted Republican this week for the first time in his life. You mean you were a radical this entire time, and you voted for a Republican once? Yeah, there are two reasons to vote Democrat. It's ignorance or being evil. I'm kidding. I don't hate Democrat voters. I hate the Democrat Party because they lie. Like, all the time. They lie about who they are, for Christ's sake. You know, it's awful. It's disgusting. Musk also discussed his vision for Twitter, saying that traditional news media is negative and that they, quote, almost never get it right. He added that bots, spam, and multi-account users must be contained. Quote, I think an important goal for Twitter would be to try to include as much of the country, as much of the world as possible. Musk notes that he's not hung up on titles, but he certainly wants to be driving the product of change at Twitter. Musk reacted to the news that Project Veritas published the recorded meeting on Twitter by posting exactly... Oh, I meant to say that a little bit more excited, but I literally woke up just before recording this. Like, I literally just slid out of bed because I'm like, I forgot to record this. So anyway... I think it goes on. It continues. There's a video. You could watch the video. You know, they'll publish the full video like they always do. So yeah, let's continue. The corporate press is dying. They continue to die over and over and over again, and it does not. And honestly, they're bordering on an irrelevant faction in this country. USA Today removes 23 articles after reporter allegedly faked sources. Allegedly, it's the corporate press. You're a part of the corporate press, Daily Beast. Come on. Anyway, let's continue. New CNN boss Chris Licht wants staff to stop calling Trump's election claims the big lie. Yeah, that wasn't a bit or anything, me yawning. I literally did just wake up a few minutes ago. New CNN President Chris Licht discouraged staff from using the big lie to refer to former President Donald Trump's claims about the 2020 election. Mediaite has learned. It says false claims, but that's a Democrat talking, or that's a uniparty talking point. So I'm just gonna say claims. On a Tuesday conference with management and show executive producers, Licht was asked on his thoughts on the big lie and said he preferred that staff avoid the term. He made clear this was a preference, not a mandate. Come on, dude. But staffers have taken it clear as a clear directive from the new boss. He encouraged producers to instead use the terms like Trump's election lie or election lies in banners or graphics. Calling it a lie is a Democrat talking point. It is a uniparty talking point, but whatever. According to a source, Licht argued that using the big lie makes the mistake of adopting branding used by the Democrat Party, thereby weakening the objectivity of the network. The term, which was first coined by Adolf Hitler, this is true by the way. This is true by Adolf Hitler and later used to describe Nazi propaganda efforts, was recently adopted by critics of Trump in response to his relentless promotion of the false claim that he won the 2020 election. Okay, they also called people who said initially when there were allegations that Jews were being killed in Nazi Germany, that was called a big lie by the Nazi Party-owned corporate press, which, yeah. So obviously, not a lot of people watch CNN. Not a lot of people watch a lot of the corporate press. Why would you watch the corporate press? It's basically sort of Y channels, like like this, like why my This Just Trevor network, not my ANN network, but why the This Just Trevor media space that I created. It's basically why I assume it's why people watch it. It's because the corporate press is a bunch of nonsense, and they watch people like me in order to decipher the absolute nonsense. So yeah, let's continue. Republican Maya Flores wins the election in South Texas, historically Democrat stronghold. It's called San Benito, Texas, and it's 90 something. It's a 91% Hispanic. Okay, there is a lot of Hispanic people. Okay, it's in South Texas. It's a border town. Maya Flores is married to a border officer, and I believe her slogan was oh yeah, it's right there. God, family, country. Okay, I was aware of her Instagram account, and she would wear this hat. She's Trump, like she's a Trump supporter. Okay, married to a border patrol agent, and she won this historically Democrat district. Why was it historically Democrat? God knows. Okay, God knows. But Maya Flores won, and she won basically because she's like, hey, did you know that the Democrats are evil? Because the Democrat Party sort of hopes that people are ignorant, and then so she's like, hey, by the way, did you know that your values, being human beings, more closely align with the Republican Party instead of the Democrat Party? And by the way, this is a message that you could tell to every Democrat voter. Did you know that you're a human being? And because you're a human being, you probably shouldn't vote for the Democrat Party, because the Democrat Party is anti-human. They really are. So true. Many such cases. But anyway, little bit of a white pill. I wasn't expecting her to lose. I wasn't expecting her to win, but she won, and yeah, that's that. Let me move on a little bit. Okay, I got this ad on Instagram, and for those people who are listening, it says, "Don't watch this if you are alone." TikTok, including Musically, and it features a woman in a cocktail dress. Very, very revealing, unnecessarily revealing for an ad. It says, "Don't watch this video if you aren't alone." And so basically, this is a porn ad. TikTok is porn, says TikTok, okay? Like, that's just, I've proven it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Okay, everyone engaging in TikTok, posting TikToks, they are contributing to a softcore porn site. Okay, a softcore porn app. I'm completely convinced of this. Completely convinced. Just look at their own ads. All right, but anyway, let's continue. World Health Studies. Possible sexual transmission of monkeypox, plans to rename the virus. The World Health Organization has scheduled an emergency meeting for the next week about the monkeypox outbreak to determine if the virus should be classified as a threat to international health. The agency is also investigating exactly how the disease is spreading. CBS News' Tina Kraus reports that United Nations Health Agency is now exploring the possibility that monkeypox could be sexually transmitted after the virus was found in body fluids of patients in Italy and Germany. The agency has already said the disease, which has infected 1,600 people in 35 countries, including the U.S., is transmitted through close physical contact. In the UK, a survey of 152 monkeypox patients found that 99% identified as men who have sex with men, according to a health agency. So, monkeypox is an STD, which means the World Health Organization, an outgrowth of the World Economic Forum, has Europe remains the epicenter of the current outbreak, with around 85% of the world's infections. Okay, this is an STD. This is an STD. This is an STD of the gay, and people are freaking out over an STD of the gay. Okay, and there's also an instruction manual on how to have sex while you have monkeypox. From the Daily Mail. How to have sex with monkeypox. CDC releases bizarre guide telling patients to keep their clothes on. Then it's not sex. Whatever. Or masturbate 6 feet apart from their partner if the urge arises while infected. Let me just get to the graphic. Try virtual sex. Masturbate 6 feet apart. Wear clothes. I don't know. This is a weird thing to end on, but I just thought I'd end on it because it'd be funny. This is a quick Trevor report because not a lot of stuff happened. It's just a bunch of the same stuff. So I figured I would just mash together some things so that I can have a more serious and a little bit lengthier video on Monday. So anyway, in the meantime, my name is Trevor Brown, and you just watched the Trevor Report. Do click the Linktree that I was forced to make down below in the description because Linktree banned my Linktree, so I made a new one down below in the description.
The Trevor Report is sponsored by Acropolis News Network, the world's first fully independent media organization powered by peer-to-peer advertising, Liberty platforms, and cryptocurrency. On Acropolis, on theacropolisnews.com, we have a different standard of journalism. We adhere to the Nicomedean ethics as outlined by Aristotle, and unlike a traditional show, what we have at Acropolis News Network is a decentralized network of fully independent online content creators. You can go to where to watch/chat/support over on theacropolisnews.com, where we have a bunch of information where you can contact Acropolis News Network and even engage with the wider audience of the Acropolis. And we also have a premium subscription, and with this premium subscription you can get access to a ton of cool features. Cool features like an entire series where not only do I break down the best arguments of critical race theory, I also go over how to defeat those arguments and a counter-narrative specifically for integrationists in order to counter the cultural colonization that critical race theorists engage in. I also have this article that I just put out there where it's basically I analyze time travel as a concept, and I go through and I draw on Michael Oakeshott and Aristotle in order to navigate a way through determining the validity of time travel without going into the science of it, and actually going into why going into the science of it is kind of pointless. So if you want to check those out, do get a premium subscription, and in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the show.
Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.
All of you brilliant viewers out there, my name is Trevor Brown. I am the editor-in-chief of Acropolis News Network because I can give myself whatever name and title I want because I own it. You could go to theacropolisnews.com, or you could go to ThisJustTrevor on whatever Liberty platform is your choice. You know, except for the ones I'm not on because I haven't seen them pretty much.
Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.